stack of pretty fabric sitting by my chair, colors telling stories floating through the air. A rotary cutter and a ruler in my hand, turning little pieces into something grand. One stitch, two stitch, watch the pattern grow. Every quilt's a journey and you never really know. We're stitching memories, block by block, making something beautiful around the clock. Threading fabric, heart and soul, every little patch helps make us whole. From the first cut to the binding line, every quilt is one of a kind. We're stitching memories, can't you see? A quilt is love sewn carefully. Friends around the frame, sharing laughs and cheer, trading quilting stories we've collected through the years. Some quilts warm a baby, some honor days gone by, some become treasures that never say goodbye. But when the long arm starts dancing and the stitches start to flow, the fabric comes alive in ways only quilters know. A little bit of patience, a little bit of grace, and 1,000 tiny stitches leave their mark in every place. We're stitching memories, block by block, making something beautiful around the clock. Thread and fabric, heart and soul, every little patch helps make us whole. From the first cut to the binding line, every quilt is one of a kind. We're stitching memories, can't you see? A quilt is love sewn carefully. Yeah, a quilt is love sewn carefully.
All right, it's Bash Therapy time here in Omaha. I'm Mark here at Fabric Bash in Omaha. How's everybody doing? Gonna make this quick. We didn't get a ton of new fabric in. Plus, I'm alone. I got nobody to talk to. I get to have this whole area all to myself today because Kathy, Jake, Greg, they're all up in South Dakota for this big handy quilter event that's going on this week in South Dakota, and then it's going to be next week if you're here in Omaha. So let's just get started with this panel that's right behind me. It's the grizzly. Yeah, that's probably a grizzly bear. It is called, of course, I have it up there so I can't read it. So that's great. The Call of the Wild panel. Now, if I remember my middle school literature, The Call of the Wild is a book about a dog. So I don't know why they named it that. I mean, it is a wild creature. It's a bear. Rawr. But this this panel is 1496, and then we have a kit to go along with it and some fabric that is also coordinating. So let's get into that. So here is the kit. It is the Call of the Wild Bear Quilting Fabric Kit. Super creative name, I understand, but it is a pretty cool kit with the panel. I'm going to figure out how much it measures, what's the size. The overall size is approximately 48 by 60. So the sizes will vary, probably depending on your seams. I know mine are not very good all the time, so My quilts never come out super square if I make them. Yeah, so you've got your fabrics. It's different fabric from the picture. It's more green, brown, a cream color, kind of coordinate with this panel. The woods theme, the outdoors, the great outdoors. I don't know. It's camping season. This is the time of the year when my family goes camping, so I'm itching to get out in the great outdoors. Let's talk about the fabric that goes along with it. First, we've got our watercolor, our Bali watercolor. We've got a brown one and the green one. Sort of look like, well, it looks like water and color mixed, if that makes any sense. Hence the name watercolor. But it's kind of foliage adjacent. Nothing that wouldn't make sense in a forest, you know. Oh, I should look at the price. And these are $13.92 a yard. Then from the actual coordinating line, I believe it's a coordinating line. I could just be making this up. This is the Stag and Stone line. We've got a walnut. Walnut referring to the color and not the actual food. You know, my whole family doesn't like nuts. I don't understand. I like some walnuts and some banana bread. Nobody else in my family likes them. Then we've got the Stag and Stone moss. It's a bit darker than what it's showing up here on camera. I'm noticing our cameras don't really capture all of the hues, the fullness of the color of the fabrics. Finally, we have the Stag and Stone Verde. You got your animal prints. We got a deer. Looks like a falcon, maybe an owl. There's our grizzly bear. He's back right there. We got a moose. I don't know if this moose is really accurate size compared to the elk, but that's okay. Moose are ginormous. You know, a funny fact about moose is one of their natural predators is unironically the orca whale, because they swim down and they get the foliage underwater and eat it, and that's where the orcas are. And then boom, orcas hunt moose sometimes. All right, so that's all I've got for fabric. We didn't get a lot of new fabric this week. We've got more coming. So hopefully next time we'll be able to show off some more. We also, for new product in store, we just received a big order of notions. So I'm going to get those into our system hopefully tonight or tomorrow, and they should hit the shelves tomorrow. Lots of things like stripology rulers, scissors, chalk, seam guides, that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that if you're here in Omaha. We're really excited about this order just because we need the notions. People need scissors. Next thing I want to talk about, I don't know if you saw my dad, people that were in the store, was here on Saturday. He was having way too much fun cutting up wool mats, just like this. He had a little fabric saw that can cut through like 20-something layers of fabric, but it also makes good work of this wool. So what this is used for is you can lay it on your table, you put your fabric on it, and then you iron right on top of this wool. It sort of distributes the heat evenly and then reflects it back up into the fabric, and it gets your seams super duper flat, like way flatter than just a normal ironing board. We also have it in smaller sizes. This one's a 6x6. We have, I think, a 5x10, perfect for traveling. So if you're going to like a retreat, you're going to open sew, you're going to a class, you take this and have your own ironing surface. You don't have to fight anybody for the ironing board. I know they make little travel irons. This would be perfect with those. But we also can go bigger since we cut it ourselves. We can get, as big as we want. This size is this is 24 by 48. It is for the ironing boards that we make here in the store. So if you want an ironing board and you want something really cool to help you get your seams way flatter than anyone else, come check out our wool mat. We sell them in the store. We also have custom sizes. So say you wanted to put something on your kitchen counter, put it on your table at home. We can cut one while supplies last. It's a limited supply, but we can cut one exactly to fit whatever table you want to use. In terms of product, that's all I've got. My dad is working really hard on these quilt hangers, so those should be ready sometime either this week or next. But that's hard to say. But if you like our quick magnetic quilt hanging system, please give us a call or come in and talk to us about it, so that way you can get a bunch of wall hanging quilts. You can pop them on, pop them off. You don't have to mess with all these hanging things or pinning into the wall. I've done that way too many times. It stinks. I don't like it. The wall is not very good for pins. This is way better. I'm so glad we have one of these now in our store. So yeah. And then last thing I have to talk about with you is just some classes. So we've got a tote bag class coming up here in our Omaha location. It's going to be taught by Tish, one of our lovely employees. She it's just all things totes. It's super hands-on. I might be taking it because I don't know anything about tote bag making. I don't know when I would use a tote bag. But it sounds like it's going to be a really fun class. I'm cutting out stuff on the laser to be in the class, so I think it'll be super duper fun. Let me make sure I've got exact dates of this class before I forget. Okay, so it is July 23rd. It is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Lunch is provided. So you're going to get a pattern, bring your own fabric. So it can be any, you can make any kind of tote you want. I guess not any kind, any color of tote bag you want. Our instructor is going to, it's super hands-on, super beginner-friendly. So if you've never done this before, it would be a great time to learn. Next week, we have our big handy quilter event. If you're interested in long arms, please consider signing up for this event. Or if you have a long arm and you just want to get better at your skills, this is a perfect event. We have an intro to long arm quilting class. We have an intro to free motion class. We have all things, they call it all things feet. So like ruler foot, couching foot, decorative stuff that you can add to your quilts to give it a little bit of pump, pizzazz. It's going to be great. I think it will go super well. The handy quilter educators are awesome. I have met most of the ones that are coming here before at a previous event we did, and it went over really well. Everybody walked away with just amazing skills. If you already have a handy quilter long arm and you're looking for the next thing to scratch your itch, or looking at quilting for others, there is a computerized quilting class as well. That one is Saturday. All things computer. I might be taking that class as well. Fun fact, I have a lot to learn. So if you're interested in computerized quilting, it's a really great place to learn. The class size is not super big. There are no stupid questions. If you have a stupid question there, I'm going to have a dumber one, so don't worry. Last event or class, Kathy does a podcast with some other long arm, or sorry, not long armers, shop owners. One, Angie from the Quilting Connection in Appleton and Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and then Two Chicks Quilting. Julie at Two Chicks from Ganado, Texas. They are going to have a virtual retreat in July. I believe it starts the 26th, and that one is all a bunch of different stuff. So they're going to go over piecing, going to go over long arming, lots of tips and tricks. Those events are also super fun. I get to sit through them, so I'll be there. You can at least say hi to me. I'll be behind the camera. But you can get a kit with it. You can just sign up for the retreat itself and use your scraps. Also super beginner friendly. So if you are not super confident in your long arming abilities, it is beginner friendly. If you are a very great, seasoned, awesome quilter, they still go over a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of stuff that is just fun to do, fun to learn about. So that one is July 26th, 27th, I believe. As far as that, I'm starting to edit a lot more videos. So we've got a podcast. Speaking of the podcast, we have one coming out next week. It is going to be a super fun celebration of their 1 year anniversary of podcasting. So stay tuned. I cannot reveal the exact game that is played during that one, but there is a game. There's a winner. It's a lot of fun. I get to do a lot of editing, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a good time. College World Series is going on. Hopefully, people are enjoying some baseball here in Omaha, especially with the weather being as nice as it has been. But that's all I've got for today. Super quick, super simple. I'm alone. My mom cannot check on me. She's in South Dakota. I get to do what I want today. But I don't have a lot to do. So this is it. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out next week when Tuesday's Rapid City, Wednesday's Omaha. Might be subject to change. I don't know. They don't tell me a whole lot, but we're having fun. We're quilting. So take care, guys, and we will see you next time.